What's up, everybody? And welcome to another Kinstretch class brought to you by Stretch Effect. My name is Coach Luke, and I'll be taking you through today's 30-minute upper body focused Kinstretch class. So today's really going to be focused on the whole upper body kind of working together. So past classes we've done just shoulder or even just shoulder internal rotation. Today it's going to be a good class to kind of tie everything together. We'll used to be focusing on our upper body cars and some spine work, and then we'll go into some shoulder flexion, tails and rails, and then some other quadruped cars to kind of finish up things. So this is a good one you can do in the morning, kind of start your day. You can do it before your upper body workout, do it after your upper body workout, or you can do it, really just any time that you want to feel better from the hips up. So just get right into our quadruped, or our collapsed kneeling, we should call it, neck cars. So we should go hands on my sides, fists into the floor, make sure my ribs are down, core is nice and tight, body's engaged, shoulders are reaching down, I'm going to hold my chin to my chest, rotate chin to collarbone, ear over my shoulder, rotate up and over, ear over, drop my chin, rotate through. Let's go one more time to the right, chin to collarbone, ear over the top, keep the shoulders engaged, that body tension, and rotate through, we'll reverse. Chin to the left collarbone, left ear over the top, ear over the shoulder, drop the chin, rotate through one more time. So stay tight, keep that body tension throughout the whole set here. Keep trying to expand that range of motion, keep trying to get more throughout the whole course of the cars. Down, and through. So let's go right to our thoracic cars. We're just going to go 2 reps here. We're going to go fairly lower level on these ones, and we're going to come back to them at a little higher intensity. So we'll just take the arms across the shoulders, we make fists, you can wrap all the way around the body, whatever you prefer. Keep that chin to the chest, and go 2 reps. So think forward flexion, rotation as far as you can go, lateral flexion, extend one vertebrae over the top, bend to the left, pull across, pull those elbows in, rotate through. One more time, rotate right lateral flexion, one vertebrae at a time, extend tall over the top, keep that chin in your chest, lateral flexion, elbows pull, down and through, and reverse. Left rotation, left lateral flexion, extend tall, one vertebrae at a time. Get as tall as you can be, keep that chin in your chest, everything nice and still. We're going to laterally flex to your right, pull across, pull those elbows in, one more time, rotate, flex, extend over, and to your right, rotate right, pull those elbows in, now rotate back to the side. There we go, quadruped scapular cars. So just have my knees on the floor, right on the hips, have my hands right on my shoulders. I'm just going to first start with just protraction and retraction, just 3 reps here. So keep that core nice and tight. Got a little arch in the back, just not natural curvature in the lumbar spine, but we don't want to be here, right? We also don't want to be in a flexed position, so just get a good brace. We have 3 reps just to warm up those shoulder blades. So think retract, protract, retract, protract, press all the way, and then retract one more time. Squeeze those shoulder blades together, press all the way back out. Now let's do 3 full scapular cars. Just gonna retract, shrug up, protract, hold down, feel those kind of under armpit squeeze in there. 2 more times, retract, shrug, protract, pull, one more time. Let's make it a little bit more circular now. All the way around, and now we're back in retraction. Let's go switch directions. So now we're retracted, hold down, press, shrug, retract. 2 more times, try to make it circular as you possibly can. Try not to cut those corners off. One more time, hold down, press, shrug, squeeze back, pull down, and press. And there. Let's go right into a single knee shoulder car. So on my right knee down, on my right hand doing my shoulder car, my right arm I should say. Ribs are down, right glutes tight, just make sure everything's nice and still from here. The left hand on the rib cage, rotate out, reach across the body, elbows locked out, palms up, all the way. Try to get that shoulder down, try to shrug up as we go through here. Rotate around, try to max out this rotation, not just of the hand, but the whole arm. As I continue to rotate over the top and through. Let's reverse, thumb goes straight back into extension. Over the top, keep those ribs down, keep that shoulder down, make sure we're not shrugging. Come across the body. And through. One more time. Palms up. Cross. Around. Keep everything nice and still. Down and reverse. That goes as high as you can take it. Can't get any more there. And then we'll rotate over the top. Come around. Cross the body. Now back to my start, and we'll switch knees. Left knees down. If you want to challenge the stability a little bit more for the lower body, you can always walk this right leg so it's in line with my left leg. It's going to shrink my base of support. Make things a little more challenging, kind of force you to really use that core a little bit more. If not, that's totally okay. We'll just keep it more lined up with the hips. Ribs really accentuate left tailbone tuck, so really think for left glute tuck, I should say. Ribs are down, core is tight. Left arm is locked out, keep that elbow straight. Turn that palm out and come across the body. We've got 2 reps here. Scrape the eyebrow with the bicep. Come around. Max out that rotation as you come over. Back of my hand touches my side. And reverse, thumb comes high. Rotate over. Keep the rest of that body still. Cross that body. Rotate all the way around and through. Accentuate that core tension for that second set. Make sure we maintain that tension throughout the course of the set. Course of our cars here. Down. Reverse. Thumb goes high. Everything's still. Just move that shoulder. Reach across. And come down. So for our elbow cars, we'll just stay in that tall kneeling position. So we're just going to keep glutes tight, keep those ribs down. Insides of my elbows will be right on my rib cage. From there, I'm just going to curl up like a bicep curl. Turn those palms out away from me. Rotate into pronation and down. So just before lockout, let's go and rotate again. Curl up, pronate, down. From there, stay pronated. Curl up, supinate, and down. Last one, pronate. That's inside of your elbows on the rib cage. That just tells you that it's all coming from the elbows. Just do a few rotations while we're up here. And down. Now let's go 90-degree bend on the right elbow. Just take the hand, thumb on top of that forearm. Make sure the forearm stays straight down. Elbows 90 degrees. Make sure 2 wrist guards here. So I'm going to go to extension. Come away from the midline. Flex towards the midline. And extend one more time this direction. Come out. Up. In. Down. Now reverse. In. Up. Out. Down. One more time. In. Flex. Come out. And extend. Feel that stretch here. Feel all that. Feel like traction. And switch. So let's go here to extension. Away from the midline. Into flexion. Towards midline. Into extension. So we want to make sure that forearm stays straight and down. Make sure we isolate that wrist from the forearm. And reverse. So let's come in. Flex. Out. Down. In. Up. Out. And down. Now let's go right into our cat-cow. So we're going to do our spine cars here. So we're going to do 2 reps of our segmental cat-cow. So we're just going to start up in flexion. In that cat position here, just trying to start tucking that tailbone, drop your thoracic spine up, pull that chin to the chest, make sure knees are under the hips, make sure hands are on the shoulders. Just get as much full flexion as you can in the spine. And from there, we're just going to start extending one vertebrae at a time, work all the way up to our cow position as I full spinal extension. So everything just stays nice and still. Just working one vertebrae at a time. Trying to work up into extension. continue working up the back, keep everything else flexed. Keep going, keep pressing away from the floor. Make sure we're not squeezing those shoulder blades together. Keep trying to lift the chest all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Squeeze those the back side of your spine here as we try to work extension. Head is high, head and tailbone are pulling together. Now full extension and reverse back to flexion. Tailbone all the way back up. Starting tailbone both times. All the way back to flexion. Keep tapping, keep squeezing. All the way back, chin to the chest. And I'm back in my cat. One more time each way. Squeeze. Just untouch the tailbone. One vertebrae at a time, work all the way back up. Breathing, keep pressing away from the floor. Put that brain in each individual vertebrae. Control it just like you would any other joint. Try to get a little bit more on this time. Lift those collarbones. Lift the chin. Squeeze. And flex. One more time. All the way back up. Breathe in. And relax. All right. Now a little bit more connected to our spine. We're going to go into our thoracic cat-cow again. So just like we did this first one, but now that we did some cat-cows, now we got to kind of loosen up a little bit more. We're going a little bit higher intensity, a little higher tension. So you got two blocks. You want to sit on one, that's just for more comfort. So you can kind of put it sideways, put it there, whatever. Allows you to be more comfortable, more secure. You can sit on the heels. If you have like a pillow, you can definitely put the pillow between your legs and the pillow as well. You take the other block, come into the bottom side, and have it sideways just like this. Bottom level will be right on top of that rib cage. So as I flex, that's kind of my fulcrum point, right? So right here, so I'll flex right over that. So that tells me the lumbar spine, everything is staying relatively straight, and then it's just the thoracic spine flexion. It's also a good tool to help give you more ability to create more tension. So it's a good tension tool, we call it, right? So I'm gonna squeeze the life out of that block the whole time. Really just trying to keep everything still, everything as tight as possible, just like I'm doing, really any other high intensity exercise, right? So full body tension here. So squeeze the legs, squeeze the glutes, brace that core. We're gonna keep that chin in the chest the whole time. We're gonna go 2 reps each direction. So I'm gonna go to my right, back to my left, back to my right, back to my left. Just make sure that I'm keeping tension, make sure that I'm really trying to squeeze out as much range of motion on every individual rep. Okay, so chin in the chest, squeeze that block, pull into flexion. I'm gonna rotate to my right. Squeeze there. From there, I will then heavily flex to my right. Here, we'll extend one vertebrae at a time, just like we did this, the cat-cow. So working into our cow. Tall over the top. Rotate over. Flex. Rotate. Pull in. And reverse. Go to the left. Rotate as far as you can for that stretch on the right side. Rotate left, flex left. One vertebrae at a time, over the top. Flex right. Rotate and pull those elbows in. And down. We got one more each direction. Let's go to the right. Squeeze out more rotation this time. More lateral flexion this time. Stand tall as you possibly can be. Keep that chin in the chest. Keep squeezing that block. I will flex to my left. Right shoulder comes across. Now I'll pull elbows in. Through last time here to my left. Rotate. Flex. Stand. Get as tall as you possibly can be. Pull the shoulders back. Lift that chest. Feel that top of your back squeeze just like in the cat-cow. And now I will flex right. Rotate right. elbows in, and come through. Very good. That was some slow thoracic cars. You can always go slower there, of course. That's one thing I definitely recommend you do a lot more of, is the cat-cow and the thoracic cat-cow. Those are two we don't tend to show our spine enough love, in our daily movements. It's just like how we move every joint of the body, people tend to forget the spine needs to move as well. So the more you can do those, the better everything's going to feel there. So highly recommend doing that one a little bit more. From there, let's go right into some shoulder flexion pills and rails. So the shoulder flexion, we're just going to use a block. So you can kind of do like a little tester. You've done the shoulder classes with us before, you kind of know how we're going to do this one. So you're going to lay on your stomach, we want to make sure the core stays engaged, everything's braced, and then we're going to elevate the hand onto the block. So over here, in my position of shoulder flexion, right? So this is just one zone of flexion, we call it. So shoulder, so I was thinking shoulder flexion has the ability to go here, right? But we also need the ability to go here, 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 right? So we're going to do 2 reps. We're going to do 1 rep here, 1 rep kind of out here. So it may be the same, you may use the same height of the block, you may need to change the height, right? So sometimes going out here, we can get a little bit more, so we got a little bit more space, and then we're here. Right, so what you want to do is we'll do kind of like a tester rep to see where can lift off from. So if you go from the floor, just have your hand on the floor, just see how high you can lift that hand without compensation, right? So we don't want to open up the chest, I don't want to shrug up into my ear, so I want to keep that shoulder down, in the capsule, and then flex from there, right? So a lot of people, it's not going to be a whole lot, for the average person, so kind of do a test, see where you're at, right? So put this here, tuck the tailbone, squeeze, and lift. So if you're not getting very high off the ground, if you're back here, just stay from the floor, and then you use the floor for your tail, stretch it down, rails pulling up. If you got really high up, you could go here, that's extremely high, but that could be for some people, or here, or here. So whatever you feel like you need, just to where you could maybe barely get your hand off of, but you don't want to be so high that then we have to compensate to even do our rails contraction, right? So find where you got to be. We're not going to do quite a 2-minute stretch, we're doing more kind of isometrics here. So you're going to hang out there, we're going to breathe, we're going to relax in the zone, and then we'll do our pills, 10 seconds driving down, building up for 10, 100% contraction for another 10, and then rails, 15 seconds, trying to hold off at max effort for just 15 seconds, then we'll relax, and then we'll just bring this a little bit farther out to the side, and then we'll train, about 15 to 20 degrees out to the right side, so for the right arm. So let's get set up here. We got 2 sets, and we'll switch arms. So forehead on the forearm, biceps tight. If you want to tuck your toes, you can. If you want to untuck, no matter what you do, just work on keeping ribs down. Trying to lift the belly button, tuck that tailbone under you, so you keep it more honest. Do your lumbar spine, which we're not extending to try to get that arm off the ground. So you're here, so I'm going to do my first set. I'm up here. My hand, my fist, and wrist is on that block. Think bicep to ear. I'm in this position here. I'm continuing to tuck. And then we're just going to spend some time here, just breathe and just try to relax as much as you can. Okay. Take 4 to 5 count on the inhale. And about 8 to 10 count on the exhale. So relax as much as you can. Give yourself kind of time just to let your nervous system kind of calm down a bit. We're going to start our first set. Here. So set. Brace that core, lift the tailbone, or squeeze the tailbone, lift the belly button off the floor. Take a breath in and brace, and then start driving fist and wrist down onto that block, building up. We're at 10%, 20%, 30%. You should be feeling the lats firing here. We're trying to drive it down. Move block 50, 60, 70%, 80%, 90%, and 100% effort to crush down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the ribs down, core tight, squeeze the glutes, and rails. 15, 14, keep squeezing. 13, make sure you're not shrugging. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down. And relax. Now we're going to go out to the side just a little bit. So we found that if you say, for instance, use this as your kind of lift off point, and you're able to get it high up, then we'll go here, especially because we're going a little bit more to the side. People tend to have a little bit more space in the shoulder they can lift off a little easier from. So if you did, just like me, you can go this way to the floor and you're able to get off pretty significantly, and then you can use a block or just have kind of a thick foot, something there to kind of lift off from. So it's all about trying to find the best position for you and what your individual shoulder needs, right? So just get set up on the second rep here with a higher block. Body's nice and tight, arm is locked out. Make sure that fist and the wrist are on that block. Take a breath in, brace the core, tuck the tailbone, drive those ribs down, and start driving down again. We're at 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50, use those lats, 60, 70, 80%, 90, and 100% effort, drive down, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Lift off, squeeze everything, make sure you're not shrugging. Pull that shoulder blade back down, lift that shoulder, lift that hand. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Come back down. Good, we're going to switch sides. So real quick, one thing that we want to make sure that we're doing when we're doing our pales and rails is that as I'm going down for that pales contraction, I'm not pressing from the elbow. So if you feel any kind of elbow stuff going on, it's pressing too much with the hand or hyperextend that elbow. I want to really make sure I'm getting that pales contraction from the lats, right? So I should feel a lot of lats. This is kind of we talk about pales contraction, right? This is the real tissue that we're going for, because that rails, we're going to be squeezing here, trying to pull this way, right? But the other side of it, driving down. So I want to feel not only driving down, but also almost like we're trying to pull that block towards me. That will get those lats kind of fired up, and then that will allow us to, as we do the rails contraction, to kind of work the other side of things as those have kind of been worked already, right? So as we go contract here, then we rails contraction, our nervous system says, oh, okay, and now we can go there and not have the elbow kind of hands cranky. So we do the same thing on the other side. So first one is bicep to ear, straight up and down. Second one is about 15, 20 degrees up to the side. So take that position, find where you gotta be, make sure that as we go down that pales, feeling that lat squeeze here. Okay. So when it's tucked, everything nice and tight. Make sure we just breathe here, relax first. Floor is a great position to practice your belly breathing, as it allows you to kind of expand into the floor of your stomach. But we want to make sure we're not just expanding down, but also we're expanding out to the side, and even into the lower back. The more you can relax, the more you'll be able to kind of increase that stretch there, and then the more you're going to be able to get out of the pose brace. Okay. So let's hold the breath in, brace, ribs down, core tight, glutes tight, and then start driving down. So that lat squeeze, we're at 10%, 20%, 30%, 40, 50, 60%, 70, stay tight, 80, 90, and 100% effort, drive down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, stay tight, 2, 1, keep the ribs down, and rails, 10, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, if you got 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back down, nice and slow. And then once you go out to the side, again, if you want to elevate the block a little bit, kind of go from a higher obstacle, that's okay. If you want to do the same, that's great too. Just make sure we do our rails, we're not arching that lower back, right? Want to make sure everything stays tight. If anything, accentuate that ribs down, core tension, everything even more so now, because that's going to allow us to really kind of create more of that kind of authentic contraction from that shoulder. So, round 2, again, drive down in the pales from those lats. So all of this working here as we drive down and almost in pull that block towards us. That also keeps us out of the shrug position, which is a common compensation when we do our shoulder flexion work. Okay. Then brace and start driving down. 10%, 20, ramp it up, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70%, 80%, 90%, and 100% effort drive down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Body stays tight, ribs stay down, keep squeezing those glutes. Everything you got here, max effort, try to lift. Squeeze that shoulder, pull that shoulder blade back and down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. Very good. Shake it out. Come up. Awesome. So that was 2 sets. Shoulder flexion, pillows, rails. We did one zone here, one zone out here. So now we're going to kind of solidify those kind of improvements that we just made. So we're going to go to a quadruped shoulder cars. So we're just going to do just like we did our scout cars, just like we did our cat-cow. We'll get our hands in each position, and then we're going to do 2 shoulder cars. Super nice, super slow and controlled. Just really trying to accentuate keeping everything locked in, everything nice and braced, brace the core. Just get as much out of the shoulder as we can. So we're going to go 2 reps on the right arm, 2 reps on the left. So we go here, right hand should be kind of the side of my hand, which is just like this. You want to take your left hand a little bit more towards the midline just for balance and flexibility. That's okay. Keep that core nice and tight. Keep the ribs down. We're going to go right arm here. I'm going to go up to the flexion, so just like those pelvis rails, as high as I can go, just at the shoulder. From there, I will rotate as far over as I possibly can. It should feel quite a bit different as our kneeling ones we did a little bit earlier. Touch and extend as high as I can. From there, I'll slowly rotate as I keep my elbow locked out. Try not to shrug that shoulder. Everything still. And one more. Flex. Rotate, max out that rotation. Over, down, and reverse. Up, over, down, and through, and we'll switch. Nice in here, we're done for the day. Down, core's tight. Left side of my hand is flat, or sorry, left side of my hand is down. Right hand is flat, core's tight. Flex that shoulder as high as you can go. Got anything else moving from there. I will rotate as I come over. Max out that rotation. Down. Extend. Max out that rotation there. Down and through. That shoulder down. Last one here. Flex. Rotate. All the way thumb is high now. Now I extend, reach back over the top, down, and through. Very good. So that was 2 quadruped shoulder cars. Those, because of the orientation of gravity, are a little more challenging than your standard shoulder cars. I recommend you kind of continue to practice those, and just like we did today, follow up your pillows and rails with some additional cars. And just continue to do your cars throughout the day. So thank you for joining me today's 30-minute upper body focused Kinstretch class. That was a good one. I hope to see you at the next one.